All right. Here we are. Oh, shoot. Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, man. All right. Let's see if we're actually live yet. Let's see. All right. We're here live and direct, baby. Finally time to do this. What's up, guys? Kung Fu Chronicle family. What's going on? For anybody watching right now, yes, it is I, Sifu Quasi. Brand new year. Happy New Year to all you guys. And just wanted to, do our first official live stream on the channel. Figured it's a new year, time to do some new things. And this was on my list of things to do last year. I just, stuff got busy and I did not get the time to do this, but I'd be remiss if I didn't jump on here and finally do this and finally reach out and touch all y'all. For people that have known me for a while or people that have been part of the growth here on the channel, or people that have been so kind as to leave comments and watch videos and all that. I appreciate it. Still figuring out a few things here. I've never actually done a live stream, so you have to bear with me a little bit on technical difficulties, but just wanting to let you know, we're going to plan to do this weekly if it works out correctly. And it's not just going to be me babbling. I've got an agenda. I've got a program for tonight, kind of list of things. I want this to just be basically a format or a platform you guys can come on here. We can talk martial arts news. I'll talk latest tonight, at least things that I've got coming up with the channel, things I'm gonna have planned. Obviously, some guests I'm trying to book for interviews and things like that. And then, of course, you guys drop your comments down below, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll get things started really fast here, and I'm trying to find. Oh, bam! Look at me, looking all professional. Okay. All right. So for those who don't know, maybe jumping on, I see a couple people in here jumping on now. I'm Sifu Quasi. I've been in martial arts for almost 25 years. Started in Kung Fu. Northern Eagle Claw specifically was my first art that I trained in. Oh, actually, a little bit of Walam, a little bit of Mantis. My Sifu then transitioned over to Northern Eagle Claw, which is, a northern-based system of Kung Fu. Shum's branch specifically, Rock and Yang Jiao, baby, what's up? In fact, we're celebrating 50 years of the system being in the United States this coming April, so we're all looking forward to that. Master Sham is alive and well, and we'll all be in New York. I myself am in LA, and if you know anything about LA, we do get earthquakes from time to time. This morning, apparently we got one around 10 in the morning, people tell me, and I say that because I didn't feel it. I'm not gonna lie, but people in Cali, specifically LA, tend to be over dramatic with everything. So it's like, okay, if you say there was an earthquake, there was an earthquake. I didn't feel it. The news says it so I guess we'll believe it. But for me, I actually, just a little bit of history. I lived in LA years ago, and then I'm from New York, like I said, went back there for a while, then have recently been back in the last few years. And I was here way back when the Northridge earthquake was happening. That was an earthquake. Whatever happened today it wasn't a quake or part of an earth. I don't know. There was maybe earth with no quake. I don't know. Anyway, off that topic. So as I was saying, yeah, 25 years plus of martial arts. In fact, I have a whole video about my history that I'll play a snippet for you guys so you guys can get a little more of a gist. So from time to time, I'll just use the video to do some talking for me. Is inside the heart, okay? Should be. Do me a favor, hit that like. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Who are you? you.
And hey, that's fair, because I realized I've been rolling along here, and over the last few months, I've been privileged enough to interview many noted sifus and instructors in martial arts, but most people don't really know about my history. I have been lucky enough to have been training in the martial arts for over 20 years, mainly Kung Fu, but I actually started in Uechi-Ryu Karate. That is the Okinawan system that is made famous by the Karate Kid film. Yes, wax on.
Wax off. Breathe.
That used to be me. I definitely did that for about 2 years, got a blue belt in that system, and discovered that it really wasn't my thing, but it was fine. I just wanted something different. So, 1998, I moved to Pasadena, and I wanted to find a system that would speak to me a little bit more. I always wanted to train in Kung Fu because I had grown up loving that system and loving Shaw Brothers movies and all those things. So, looked up an instructor, Master Kenneth Edwards, who taught in the city and still has Shantung Kung Fu in Pasadena. You should check him out if you want to train there. Quick plug. Okay, initially we did the wall. All right, so there you go. You guys get the gist. And if you want to see more of that video, I'll leave the link down below so you can check it out later. That's basically all my history in that video. And like I said, I've been doing martial arts for almost 25 years now. Kung Fu started out, dabbled in a little bit of kickboxing, then actually branched out and been doing Krav Maga for the last 5 years also. I have a black belt in that. So lot of things, man, lot of things we're doing, and having fun with it. My main reason, though, for people that don't know, starting the channel a few years back. So this is we're coming on our 4th year. It's 3.5 years. Started in 2020 during the pandemic, like a lot of folks. I mainly wanted it to be a source of an outlet for me, a creative outlet, but also to give back to the community. So I ended up started doing interviews just with noted local martial artists and instructors, and then also branched out and started to talk to some more well-known martial artists. So I've had that privilege as well. And then last year, speaking of that, I was able to, I kind of tallied up all of the interviews that I did for the year. I did my top 5 of 2022. So I only thought it's right to kind of share with you my top interviews of 2023. And this time, I might as well just share with the people. As I have a few people on watching with me. So it was, like I said, was able to interview a few noted instructors, a few people that'll be a little more known to you guys, a few more that are a little more local. One such name was a guy named Coach Donovan Britt. He's out in Las Vegas, has a Las Vegas Combat Academy. Talked to him early last year. He's got a school down there. They train some MMA guys as well. They do a combination of Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, all this stuff at his school. And the guy has strong opinions on everything. So,
this life that you chose, this life that I chose,
yep,
to own your own business, to put something out in the world for good, to try and train people and teach people. This stuff that we're doing is stepping out and speaking out and publicly.
Yep.
You can't choose this life and then bitch about the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have control of that anyway.
Right. So you interested in that interview? I'll link that. All these interviews, in fact, I'll link them down below so you can check them all out. But that was a really fun interview. He's got so many great opinions on so many things and a lot of history there. Well-trained martial artist, all in all, great guy. Then I got to speak with Master Michael Matsuda, who is the founder of the Martial Arts Museum out here in California. Burbank specifically, they're actually moving to Glendale, but I was actually able to go over to the museum. He invited me over, and I spent a little while with him. We had some lunch and everything. It was cool. Got to speak to him.
The insides here, we do outside. We have like an outside theater, right, and we have could fit 80 people there. We do movie screenings, and we do stuff about 2 to 3 times a month back there. So we do tours here, and we just do events galore here, and which is very nice. The city has been behind us sometimes and helping us with our convention, Dragon Fest, and all that stuff like that.
Talk about Dragon.
So, but yeah, that's how we got here to this location, and we think people enjoy it. People come here and we get a lot of repeat people, which is nice.
I can see why. I mean, the stuff here, the collections, it's very vast, and the history is like all on the walls and everything. It's really pretty cool. I can tell a lot of work was put into it.
Yeah, and it has that feeling when you get here, that feeling of home, that feeling of I'm a part of this. This is part of my life, and that's what it feels like, and to me, that's what I feel like. Everybody comes here, I know.
Yeah, so you guys get the gist. Such a cool guy, though, man. Love the museum. It was my first time there. I've been out back here for almost 8 years and hadn't been to the museum yet. So a lot of history in the museum. Obviously, it's a martial arts history museum, but a lot of cool things to see over there. And they, like I said, they're moving to Glendale and should be opening in the next month or so, I believe. What's up, Karina? My friend Karina's on. What's going on? See some people starting to come on in the chat, which is cool. Let me round up this top 5 though. So, like I said, I had a few interviews last year that I really, really love, but these are like my top 5. So these are just like kind of the creme de la creme for me, the ones I enjoyed the most, and not knocking the other ones, but I just had a blast. I usually, when I do these interviews, I have so much more fun when I'm able to talk to the people in person, just have that personal touch. And it's really nice to, reach out and touch somebody and see them and, actually like have that conversation. I love doing, Zooms as well, but there's just something about that personal touch, right? Let me see now. Oh, yes. Sifu Benny the Jet, such an amazing guy. If you are not aware of Benny the Jet Urquidez, if you don't know, now you will know. The man is a legend. Outside of being this world renowned kickboxer, the guy became an actor, choreographer, and just an all-in-out good guy.
And he would look at me and say, like, now your turn. Right. So I did a technique. And so he had one of his guys with a power shield. And he told him, he told the interpreter for me to kick it hard.
Right.
So I kicked this guy. I did a spinning back kick. I kicked this guy so hard he went flying, knocked his wind with holding a power shield.
Yes.
And so all Jackie did looked at me, smiled, and put thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay, USA.
And so he wanted me to do some other things. He just wanted to see how real I was.
Got it.
And once that started, and then we became very close. Every time he had a chance, he was practically almost, I thought he was going to sit on my lap. He was so close. But he wanted to practice his English.
Oh, okay.
And we became very close friends. And
very nice.
And there was nothing. We both did our own stunt work and so forth, but we changed the film industry.
Oh, absolutely.
The way people fight.
That fight.
Him and I.
Yeah. So if you don't know, he's talking about Jackie Chan, obviously, and he was in a couple movies with Jackie Chan. And the most noted fight they did was this movie called Wheels on Meals, that classic fight where he's the bad guy and Jackie ends up kicking him. Spoiler alert: he ends up kicking him out of a window. But pretty amazing fight. So Benny the Jet's the real deal. I actually got to meet him in person at Dragon Fest. They have a yearly event out here that, speaking of Michael Matsuda, he throws it every year in Glendale. And it's a whole, big, it's like basically the Comic-Con for martial arts. Like a lot of old school martial artists come out there, some new school as well. And, it's just a heck of a day. You get to meet a lot of folks and just, network and people do seminars. And so I got to meet Benny the Jet, and he's just as kind in person as he was online. And okay, my last 2 I'm going to show you guys or share with you. So Grandmaster Linda Denley, also another legend, karate legend. Okay. So this lady was like thugging it out back in the 80s, man. So before women were really prominent on the martial arts scene, she was doing her damn thing. She's out of Houston, Texas, and she's all about it. And now, when you talk to her, most humblest woman, but man, super talented. Man, this interview took me so long to get, but I was so happy to finally get it. She's such a nice lady, but man, when you watch her videos, she was a true badass. Still is a badass because she's still out there putting hands on people, man. Crazy.
She's gonna kill me for saying this. One of my good friends, Rhonda Alexander.
One day, run the red tan Alexander. The crowd like, ah!
And we were fighting at the Battle of Atlanta. And she hit me with one of her little, what I call a stiff leg kick. A straight leg front kick and caught me right in the solar plexus. And I about sucked up that whole building. Because, she knocked the wind out of me.
Right.
Well, quick thinking, I looked over and I saw a little drop of sweat that was on the floor. And I just kind of stuck my foot in there and slid. I said, oh, whoa, my knee. Little karate strategy. And they called time. and they thought maybe I was hurting because of my knee. No, I was hurting because Ron Alexander kicked me with that kick.
Gotcha.
And of course, I wanted a match about Bobby.
I beat the best. I've been beaten by the best.
Yeah, man. So if you haven't checked that one out, go for it. Again, I'll leave all the links to all of the interviews I'm talking about. So just for those that are just joining in now, and it's good to see a few more people here in the chat. Just talking about my 5 best interviews of 2023, at least in my opinion, or my 5 favorites from last year. I want to round this thing off with the last one, which I did an episode or an interview with 2 martial artists from my system, Sifu Thomas Torres and Sifu Julio Perez from the Ying Jiao Pai family. And they talked about, because they were the guys who actually started the branch of our system that's in Puerto Rico. So I got them on the line, and we talked about how they did it, from the very beginning, all the help that they had, and they finally created the branch, and they started from 1 and branched on out to 5. Man, these guys are incredible in what they did, basically pioneers in our system for doing that. And another interview that took a while, because getting 2 guys on to finally get the schedules clicking and everything, a little bit of a challenge, but had fun doing it and had fun talking with them, and both of them are a wealth of knowledge. So here we go.
Rico side. So 98 was the year you decided, Sifu Julio, you were like, because I know by then you had already done your become a master. You'd done your instructor and master at that point.
I took my master test in 98. Yes.
Okay, and then right after you were like, all right, let's do this Puerto Rico. Whose idea was it to?
Well, Lisa and I went down to Puerto Rico for a wedding.
Okay.
One of her best friend's wedding, and at the time I called Tomas. I said, I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico for a wedding. I'm gonna stay in San Juan for a couple of days, then I'll go stay with you. So Tomas brought me down to his town, Florida, and we stayed there for a while, and we started talking. And me and Lisa fell in love with Puerto Rico. And we said, you know what, maybe we should move down here. Tomas offered me to say, you know what, I'll set up a school so that way me and you could run the school, and we could open up and branch and open up a branch of Ying Jiao Pai down here. Well, he already had this branch, because he already started teaching it down there.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, this sounds like a good idea. I was ready. I love my city, New York. I'll never leave it again. Sorry. But at that point, I was ready to go. It was like a winter and it was kind of hard out here. I said, you know what? Let me try something new. So me and Lisa moved down there. I went down there in 99. I went down there by myself for like a month, but I missed my wife and my kids so much. I said, you know what? I got to bring them down. Tomas helped me bring them over.
Nice.
Set me up with a school and everything. And we started teaching. And we started opening up our branch of Ying Jiao Pai. And then Tomas and I would sit every night and talk about how can we make it better? How can we bring it to this era with the mixed martial arts and, cut this classical mumbo jumbo, because I'm sorry. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's realistic. This classic mumbo jumbo does not work in the street fight. I'm sorry.
The fancy mess of martial arts, it is nothing but blind devotion to the systematic uselessness of routines that lead nowhere.
Right. So obviously you see Sifu Julio is not a very highly opinionated guy. Right. And actually Sifu Julio is from Dominican. So shout out to Karina again. Yeah, get somebody from the Dominican. Actually, we don't have a branch in DR, but you never know. Branch out. We got 5 branches in Puerto Rico alone, Greece, obviously the US and New York, California, a bunch of different places, but nothing in DR yet. So working on that. But guys, those are like my 5 favorite interviews from last year. So again, if you're just jumping on, I talked about Coach Donovan Britt from Las Vegas Martial Arts Academy, Michael Matsuda, who's the founder of the Martial Arts History Museum out here in Burbank, California. Grandmaster Linda Denley, Sifu Benny Sensei Benny the Jet Urquidez, and last but not least, my Puerto Rico Ying Jiao Pai episode with Sifu Thomas Torres and Sifu Julio Perez, who were so nice to sit down with me and talk about the history of that branch and how they created it and got started and all that. And so that was awesome. So you guys let me know too down in the comments. Don't be shy. Let me know if you've seen some of my interviews or you have ideas for more people you'd like to see. We're working on some folks for this year, a couple coming up. In fact, we just had Cynthia Rothrock. That was an amazing interview. Part 2 of that's coming out in about another week. Did part 1 already. It's up on the channel. a lot of shameless plugs tonight, guys, because it's the first time really talking to a live audience, so might as well take the opportunity. If you're just now getting to know me, cool. Thanks for being part of this tonight. And trying to make this like a weekly thing. So Friday nights seem like it's going to be a good time. I know some people go out, but this little time, we'll see how it works. 8 o'clock my time. I know it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, maybe 10 o'clock on the Central Zone. So we'll figure it out. Maybe if there's a better time, that you guys let me know. But this seems to be a nice little pocket of space. And again, I'm not going to like sit up here for hours and hours. Just maybe like half an hour each time, go through some martial arts news and tell you what's coming up on the channel. And, just guys kind of keep you guys in the loop to what I'm trying to do and how we're trying to grow. Okay, so more things about the channel, things that maybe you haven't checked out or don't know yet. We've got another series. It's called basically Straight Up No Chase. I basically talk about all the bullshito, which people know are just like the fake martial arts that's out there. So I have a good time doing that because basically it's like a collaboration of just like different crappy martial arts and artists that are out there. Like we grab the videos and like not really just talk crap about them. That's not the main gist, because I do have fun in doing that, but it's really to bring these guys to light and the charlatans to light, but also discuss with you guys why some of the stuff that you're seeing is maybe not the real deal. There's a lot of these people that basically pawn themselves off as true martial arts, especially when it comes to self-defense. It's to me, it's just like, let the buyer beware, man, because there's so many people out there kind of pawning themselves off as, yeah, I'm legit, I'll teach you this, I'll teach you that. And then in the martial arts community, we kind of refer to those guys as the people that show you just enough to get your asses kicked, right? Just enough. So they razzle dazzle you, get you in the door, and next thing you know, you're doing this fluff stuff. And if you ever get into a real altercation, that's when you'll figure out that this stuff is really some BS. So anyway, I'll give you a little taste of that series. Now so it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of clips that we're putting in there for entertainment, but some, like you saw in the beginning, it's like it's like realistically, can you get out of a rear naked choke like that? Maybe not. And the girl, no disrespect, is like 100 pounds wet, and this big dude's trying to choke her out, and she's just gonna pull up this fancy move. Will it work? Probably not the way that's set up there. So things like that we kind of bring to light and just show you, alternatives. And not saying that I'm like the end all be all, but I've been doing this for a little bit. So at least if you're not gonna learn directly from me, I can always recommend people out there who are really, really legit in the game. Yeah. So yeah, let me check your comment section. Yeah, cool. Some people in here. And I knew it's my first live, so not expecting too much, but at the same time, welcome. Thank you guys for plugging in. Not gonna be on here too much longer, but I did want to bring some specific things to you guys' attention. If you're new to the channel, haven't really checked it out yet, wanted to know more about me, so I plugged my my video where I introduce myself and talk all about the styles that I practice in. I'll link all that video and all my 5 favorite interview videos all down below in the chat for you guys, so you can check them out later. And just wanted to talk a little bit of kung fu news or martial arts news. Every week I'll have a couple topics, and one that's crazy that I know everybody's hip to. This whole deal, which is not necessarily martial arts. And by the way, it's not necessarily always going to be a martial art related, but just something that's maybe fight related or self-defense related in the world today. This whole deal with this judge basically getting attacked after she's sentenced this defendant is insane to me. So if you've been living under a rock,
prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figure that You know, if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs. I'm not, you know, I'm not out there committing crimes now. You know, and I feel like I should be given a shot.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that you get a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
No, fuck that bitch!
Yo, I mean, crazy. And then apologies on the language there, but wow, dude. It's like just watching that, it's like the fact, well, first of all, obviously you're not ready for parole. Um, and believe me, I'm not condoning any of that because that's ridiculous. But yo, my man's hopped over this judge's desk completely. Like the dude should be in the NFL. I'm sorry if he wasn't a 3-time convicted felon, he missed his calling. I mean, dude jumped straight over this desk.
You looked at your criminal history?
This is crazy. I just have to show this again because this jump is insane.
Who goes at mental health court, Mr. Almasi?
He did.
You looked at your criminal history? Taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada,
This jump is insane. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I won't harp too long on it because I don't want to glamorize it, but geez. So anyway, martial arts news, period. That's just insane to me. I'm gonna give my dude jump of the week, even though clearly he needs to be detained for another 15, 20 years, however many years the judge is going to give to him, because I know that's not going to go far in getting him parole. Yeah. One other thing I want to draw people's attention to, in an interview that I had earlier this year as well with a guy named Perry Young, who's part of the cast of Warrior. So now Warrior is a series that's on Max and has been on Max for a while. And it's amazing. First, it started on Cinemax for 2 years, and then they moved it over to HBO Max, right? And it just like the series is based on a Bruce Lee story, so the Bruce Lee writings, and it's awesome. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, you guys should. I highly recommend it. I'll give you a slice.
You guys seem
here.
to have wandered off Longzhi territory.
Walk away.
Well, you escalated that pretty fast. Usually there's a little more repartee.
You know there's a door right there.
Shut up and help me out.
These are tough times. We're losing money and we're losing guys.
Your sister is building an army. Now is the time to adapt or die. She ordered my death. Family can be complicated.
We have enough enemies outside of Chinatown. I no longer want to be at war.
Peace never lasts.
Cops are shutting down our businesses. All hell's breaking news because of you.
We will cleanse our city of this alien race.
Right. So you guys get the feel. I mean, the series is amazing. So do yourself a favor. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out now. The good news and bad news. So the bad news is the show wasn't renewed for a 4th season, but it is moving over to Netflix. So it was previously on Max. All 3 seasons are now on Max until next month, I believe. Yeah. And then they take the jump over to Netflix. So hopefully it'll mean more eyes will get put onto the series and more people will get hip to it, and it can really grow, and they can from there hopefully get a season 4. Talked to Perry Young not once but twice on the channel about the show, and it's a crazy thing because the show got canceled once off of Cinemax, and then it was brought to Max for a 3rd season, and now it's canceled off of Max. So now it's going to get new life, hopefully, in another platform, and that should be Netflix. I'm almost positive on Netflix, so to get even more eyes on it and probably get green lighted for a 4th season. But if you guys haven't checked that out, go ahead and check it out. It's an amazing show. Just want to give you a taste of that if you haven't seen it already. And for folks that have seen it, let me know. Drop some love down in the comments. Let me know if you've seen the series, if you want a season 4, who you love, who you don't love on the show. trying to get more of the cast on from that show, as a matter of fact. So I've been working behind the scenes on that, and hopefully that's going to happen this year. Trust me, guys, this YouTube influencer deal is definitely a grind. The behind the scenes will drive you mad. For all those out there, shout out to you guys that do this thing too. If it's part-time or if you're doing it full-time, super props. I'm still doing this thing part-time, and it feels like it's damn near a full-time job. But love it. And I love giving you guys content and creating things for you guys. So, you know, it's all really about you guys, though. I really appreciate it. We're up to like 15,000 plus subscribers, so couldn't have done that without you all. Started this back in June of 2020, like I said, during the pandemic, and it really was, you know, it was a great way to have this creative outlet for myself, like I said in the beginning, and as a martial artist at heart, really someone who always just wants to learn and grow. You know, and then you know, of course I teach as well, but mainly I always consider myself a student, no matter what. I'm just always trying to learn. So whether it be in the martial arts world or in the YouTube world, I'm always trying to learn and grow. So I hope, if nothing else, every time I put out some piece of content, I'm getting better each time. So hopefully you guys can see that in the work that we put in here. And you let me know if there's stuff that you'd like to see more of. Please do feel free to drop comments, not even on the lives, but you know, I've got my Gmail down there. You guys can reach out, my IG as well. It's always easy to reach out to me. I really go through all the comments and really try to reply to as many as I can. A lot of you guys have really great ideas, and some I've taken, you know, a lot of the criticism to heart as well. So we're trying to build. One of the really good critiques I got last year was like, hey, it's great you're doing all these interviews, but when are you getting some young people on there? When are you getting some young martial artists? I was like, yeah, okay. Noted. Working on it. Trust me. Trying to look at some UFC folks, so some folks who are definitely more in the younger generation. I know I've got my my share of the old heads. We're gonna keep definitely you know, giving love and reverence to the older folks, but yeah, we're gonna try to hopefully level things out and balance things out, so we got some younger talent in there this year. So working on a few folks, like I said, and if you guys have ideas on who you'd like to see, just you know, let me know. Let's see it here down in the comments. Read a couple because I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Warrior is an awesome TV show. It's way better than Kung Fu. Shannon Lee needs to work on a movie. Way better than Circle of Iron, which is also a project her father was set to work on. Yeah, yeah. And for those who don't know, Shannon Lee is Bruce Lee's daughter, and she basically has, you know, like, is the main owner of the Lee estate now. So she's the one who basically spearheaded the Warrior Project and a few others. So yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, I think they're going to get a season 4 once it hits Netflix next month. I think it's going to really take off. It already got more eyes on it when it jumped over to HBO Max, now Max. Prior, when it was on Cinemax, it got a limited audience, and then it went to Max and just blew up. And you can still, by the way, watch it on Max for the remainder of January, I believe. So if you guys have Max or subscribe to that, and I think you can even just go ahead and, you know, there's other streaming services that may have it or for purchase. So check into that. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for checking in. Probably going to wrap things up. I told myself I was only going to do this for about half an hour tonight, and we're hitting that 32-minute mark. Thanks for those that chimed in. Karina, what up, girl? I see ya. Check out my girl, Karina, by the way. She's got a YouTube channel. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, though, but check out, if you look under Karina Maria, I think you can find it. She is an entertainer. She does interviews herself. Used to be in radio, so she's got a channel. She's trying to get popped off, so give her some love as well. And yeah, buddies. So we'll do this again, like I said. Next week, though, I won't be here for Friday. I've got some family stuff I've got to knock out. But the following week we'll be back. We'll be doing this on Friday. Karina's mom is here as well. Yes, I see you. Hola. Thanks, guys. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, guys, thanks again. And I will leave all the links to the videos that we showed tonight here, so you guys can check out if you jumped on late. I basically just recap my top 5 interviews from last year on the channel that are available anytime to you. Drop those links down below. Oh, and if you guys, one final before I forget, obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Show me some love. Either share the videos that we're doing, add on, and then then of course, send me your suggestions. But if you'd like to further, let's see here if I got this. Yeah. If you'd like to further help out, you can jump on our Patreon. Got there as well. Got some other behind the scenes kind of exclusive content there. Guys can check out here. So all that's right over there. See, we're trying to do a professional style. Got the banners and all that. And we'll keep on evolving from here. So thanks, guys, everyone that tuned in. We'll see you all next time. And check the page for the next time I'll be doing a live. It's probably going to be 2 weeks from now, because next Friday, like I said, I will be out of town for a family event. But after that, I'll be back, and then we'll do this again. All right. Good talking to y'all. Have a great weekend, and love you lots.